Good morning. It is Brent Harding, and welcome to Wealth Warriors and, of course, the Wealth Commitment. It is my pleasure to be here with you this morning as we begin. Can we get real about 2015? The checklist. We're at the end. This is the final broadcast for 2015, and I am enthusiastic. I'm enthusiastic about a lot of things because we have new members, which means that the word is getting out. Financial freedom is in fashion, ladies and gentlemen, and I love it. Because you know what's great is we're comfortable about talking about money. We're comfortable about talking about lifestyle. We're comfortable about talking about wanting more, and it's okay. Isn't it great to be around people who enjoy the conversation, who are not afraid of the conversation, and who are ready, willing, and able to jump in? They're sharing information, sharing nuggets, sharing important things that we should all know about wealth. And that makes it exciting. You know, a lot of times people say, do I have to go to the meeting? Well, where are you going to meet people all talking the same language, comfortable, ready? It's not something that's foreign. They're not negative. They're not saying, oh, it can't be done. They're saying, yes, and I want to help you do it. Where in the universe do you find that? But among the family of Wealth Warriors, among the family of Wealth Commitment members, among the family, the groups of organizations that you and I might attend. And sometimes we get tired and we go, gee, I don't want to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning for the broadcast. Well, guys, I'm up at 7 for the broadcast. Why? Because I want to help and bring important information. And so without further ado, can we get real about 2015? Because it's over, but there are still things that we can do as wealth warriors to enhance our bottom line for 2015. And that's what I want to talk about. It's the checklist, the punch list, the things that we could or should have done all year long that now in the 11th hour, in sudden death overtime, we are rising to the occasion. It's okay. 2016 has got to be a heck of a lot different, but for the time being, we're closing out 2015 with the checklist. Now, before we get started though, I want to know a little bit about where people are hailing from. I got to give some shout outs for the early rises this morning. So I want to say Nina Legre, oh my goodness, I can't. Nina Lenegra, good morning. Thank you for being one of the first people to shout out to hail this morning. I also want to give it up for Joyce Swinson, and I hope I'm saying that right. Joyce Swinson, thank you. Getting up, hailing. I want to give it out to Carolyn. Good morning. Glad to have you. And I got to tell you, there are a few folks that are truly our standby, and not that everybody else, so please don't get me wrong, but I mean, they will wake me up in the morning if it's necessary. And that is congratulations, welcome. Thank you. All the wonderful things that I could possibly say about Ms. Kelly McGovern. She is there. I want to give the same shout out, hailing out of Boston, Massachusetts, one of a friend, a colleague, a business partner who is always checking in, and that's Alina Lopez Thomas. So I want to give it up to you as well. Sherry Tucker Brown, who's going with me to Dubai in 2016, because you know what we said? If you work hard, what should happen? You should have the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yes, we want to save, we want to invest. However, we also want to enjoy life as well. So we're going to Dubai in 2016, and you are welcome to come with us. Also want to say a great shout out and thank you to Leah Randolph. Appreciate you being here. So that I want to do. And I got to give a shout out too for my vendor girls. We have been vending for the last couple of weeks. And so I want to give a shout out to vending girl number one, Debbie Vars. We were at the gala last night. We were at the Ebony Gala 2015. Really nice event. Did some periscoping from it as well. It was good. And we got a chance to meet some incredible people and people that really do, one, like to travel. Two, we're really surprised about the nugget we're going to talk about this morning, and that is the tax benefit of home-based businesses. So just want to do that. Want to also give a shout out to another vending girl, and that is Alina Lopez Thomas. To you as well. And then to one of my dear business partners who is not only is she a vending girl, but I'll tell you, she is there with us 199%. So I got to say, Virginia Traverse, good morning. And then one of my business partners says, look, Brent, I'll wear the grass skirt so I can be a vending girl too. So I want to say, you don't need to wear the grass skirt, Ed. We'll welcome you anyway. Ed C, want to say thank you for being one of our vending partners. Okay, so was that better? Great. Now, with that being said, where's everybody hailing in from? Are you hailing in from Boston, Massachusetts? I know Laura Jordan hails in from California. So where are you hailing in from? Equally important, what is it that we can do to help your business grow? Because see, it is about helping our businesses grow. It is about exchanging the nuggets. It's about financial freedom. And part of that is doing business with the family, because then guess what happens? We keep the money circulating within our business group, within our business family, within the wealth warriors, within the wealth commitment members. That's part of the financial freedom. How do we do business with each other? You know, there are organizations out there in which you can become a member. However, there's a serious responsibility that comes along with that. Not only do you become a member, but you have a member responsibility to bring referrals to business people that are in your group, people that are in your particular chapter. You are required. It is a part of it. You know, and I've heard people talk about the fact that they've made $50,000 and $60,000 just from the being a part of the membership. We ought to be able to do the same thing. Can we circulate some money and then account for it? Can we refer business to each other? Can we work with people that know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody? I got a call this week from somebody who said, Brent, do you know this? Can you refer me this and this? Can you refer me to a security firm? Can you refer me to an engineer? You know what? I was proud to be able to reach out. And I had to do it within 24 hours. In fact, they were hoping I could go to my cell phone right there on the spot and get some individuals and refer some business with a major property management company here in Boston. That is the power and can be the power of Wealth Warriors. So with that said, that's why you always hear me saying, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're hailing in from, because you know, sometimes some of us want to do business in your town. We want to collaborate with you. We don't want to take away from you, but we want to collaborate. And how are we going to know that if you don't let us know? So again, my preach as we roll out, wrap up 2015 is hail. Let us know what it is you do, what you're looking for, because you know, this week may be different from last week or last month. You might be wearing a different profit center hat. That's right, the word profit center. I want you to write that down, because that is going to be a significant part of 2016. We are going to use the language called profit center. How many profit centers do you have? And I got to warn you, you know, I've talked to a number of people and they have said, I've got this one and this one and this one and this one. Guess what? Too many. We can only function at so many levels. We've got to have a life as well. Now, unless you've got staffing that can handle each of those profit centers and it can allow you to live your life via the internet, to live your life via wireless, then guess what? You probably can handle about 3 profit centers and handle them effectively, still have a life, go home to the husband, the wife, whatever the case may be. So be careful, because a lot of us are jumping into a lot of things. So here's my checklist number 1. Are you ready? No, 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 no. We're not going to do that yet. Listen, before we start the checklist, I think it's so important for us to reach out to our friends, our family, our colleagues that are on Facebook, that are on Twitter, that are on LinkedIn. I want you to reach out to them and let's do a share out. Let's do a call and let's call the troops in, because they want to hear these nuggets. They want to be a part of the check-in. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to shout out on Twitter. I want everybody to get the Twitter handle ready. And what you want to say is, join us at the Wealth Warrior channel. Join us on Facebook. So let's try that one more time. Join us on Facebook at the Wealth Warrior broadcast. In 3. But I want to make sure we get the sentence right. What we're saying is, join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. Join us on Facebook on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. Thank you. Somebody said, well, Brent, where do you want us to meet him at? I want you to meet us at Facebook. So join us on the Wealth Warrior, for the Wealth Warrior broadcast on Facebook. It took me like how many times to say that? And we're live too. Join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast on Facebook. Real simple. That's what I want you to shout out. I want you to do it on Twitter. So on 3, get the fingers to the keyboard and let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Shout it out. That's right. We want everybody to hear these nuggets. Do you have your pen and paper ready? Because we're doing a checklist. That's right. We're doing a checklist. And what are we going to start with on that checklist? We're going to start with our tax deduction, because I haven't seen enough of us open up businesses. Do you realize that Warren Buffett, that every wealthy person, what do they say? They say we need to own a home-based business. Why? Because it makes the home tax deductible. It gives a portion of your home as a tax deduction. And everybody's saying, Brent, you have spent the entire month of December talking about taxes. That's right, I have, because I want to make sure I drive home the point. So when we go into 26 poised for how we are going to have our taxes. We didn't say we're avoiding taxes. That's illegal. What we did say is that we are going to get a tax deduction. And so we're going to we're going to turn that from a bill into an expense. We're going to turn the computer from a bill into an expense. The business that we open up is now going to be an asset for us. And it's going to allow us to write off a portion of our mortgage, a portion of our rent if we are still renting. And see, here's the deal. A lot of people say, well, Brent, I got to have it to write it off. I'm going to share this with you, a serious nugget right now. Month of December, most network marketing businesses have a sale. Why? Because it's the slowest time of the year. And like anything else, they run profit centers. So they want their bottom line to increase. We want our bottom lines to increase. How do they increase? They increase when we are able to have a tax deduction. The beauty of a home-based business, the beauty of starting, for example, again, you know I'm a proponent of network marketing, is that the government allows us to have a 3-month look back. And what that means is this: they are saying that you needed some ramp up time, you needed some marketing time, and they'll allow you to go back 3 months and have the deductions. Do you know that you can deduct 57 cents a mile? 57 cents a mile for driving. So you are driving from point A to point B. You've had a discussion. You've met with somebody. You've done a one-on-one. You've talked with somebody. You've attended an event and you've talked about your business. Do you realize that that is tax deductible? You can deduct, you get 57 cents a mile. Let me tell you something. Mileage adds up. That airfare becomes a tax deduction provided you are what? In pursuit of a profit. Now, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's the golden egg, baby. That's the golden egg. Hashtag pursuit of profit. That's what the federal government allows us in the United States to run a business from our home and declare it because we said it. We can be a sole proprietor. Do you know that if you were in London, it can take as much as 2 years to get the stamp of the crown that says you're in business? Almost 2 years. Here you can hang a shingle, click, and say, I'm in business. You can be on the internet. You're in business. That is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. We need to take advantage of it because Richard Branson, all of them are saying that a home-based business just makes sense. You still have time and you can get the look back. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we can have more than one business and we can see it out. More than one business. So that is the number one. But don't go away. There's still more. But that is the number one. If you have not opened up a home-based business, you know what it's like? It's like throwing money out the window. It's like taking stacks of $100 bills and just throwing them out the window. Just drive down Route 128 if you're in Boston and take stacks of $100 bills and just throw them out the window. Because you are giving money away. Do you know that the IRS says hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, they get to keep because we do not claim them. And we do not use the vehicles that are available for us to do just that. So I've got to tell you, it is time for you to open up that business. It's not too late. You can positively affect the bottom line of your profitability by opening up a business. Have I driven that point home this morning? Did I drive it right on through? I hope I did. I hope that I hear from somebody saying, Brent, what do I need to do to get started? And I'm going to gladly say, let's get this party started. So we have covered number one. What's number two? If you are in fact a homeowner, have you got a policy that covers you, that's up to date, that includes, especially if you're in the Northeast Quarter, after having gotten 111 inches, record-breaking snow, is your policy up to date? Do you have the hazard insurances that you should have? Do you have what it takes so that if a catastrophe occurred, you would actually be able to draw on your homeowner's insurance to cover you so that your loss doesn't affect your bottom line? So you're saying, Brent, that doesn't sound like a savings. The reality is it is a saving for the future. Because sometimes there are times when we need to put things in place because they will save us for the future going forward. That's right, they will save us. And we do have some creative professionals. Get creative with the expense of homeowners insurance. That is such an important thing. In fact, you ought to be talking to your agent. I was about to say travel agent. No, that's me. You ought to be talking to your homeowner insurance company, to the agent, and talking and saying, okay, what other enhancements can my homeowner's insurance cover for me? Because that is such an important piece of what we've got going on. Do you know a lot of us do not have our jewelry, we don't have our valuables covered. They are covered on your homeowner's insurance policy. and we do not have the valuables covered for our homes. We've not taken the time. And you know what a lot of it is? It's just we say we're going to get around to it. We're going to get around to it. Well, I've got news for you. A lot of people lost their roofs in the New England area. In fact, up and down the East Coast. Why? Because they did not have the coverage. The roofs fell in. The weight was too heavy, couldn't absorb it. And guess what? They were then having to pay out of the nose to replace that. So I'm saying to you, homeowners insurance is a checklist as we are getting ready to go into winter, and especially in areas that have not gotten the snow yet. We are blessed and fortunate, but guess what? It's coming. It is coming. Because see, you know what? It was like this last year. And then suddenly in the middle of January, we arose to something called the white stuff. I looked out of the window. What is that? I was so used to it being great that I had to go out and feel it to believe it was real. So homeowners insurance is an absolute necessity. I'm going to back that up with another insurance. In fact, two more insurances. And one is your life insurance. Are there riders that you can attach to that life insurance that become investment for you, that become an investment for you? And there are. And we've got some experts that can share that information with us. There is another insurance, and sometimes I think it's a hidden jewel. And that is an insurance that's called living insurance. People say, living insurance? What do you mean by that? What I mean, and again, this is a checklist item. This is a checklist item because there are insurances that are actually investments for us. And it's not too late to take advantage of it. But look, let's keep it real. The days we are down, we're T minus 17 days, 18 days. We're T minus 18 days. We've got 18 days to make a monumental difference in our financial outcome for 2015. So back again, Brent, what is living insurance? Living insurance is insurance that you have in case you have a health catastrophe that takes you out of the game and you are no longer able to work or fend for yourself for a period of time. And it's called living insurance. 85%, well, maybe you do not know. So let me share a fact with you. 85% of all people that have a heart attack are incapacitated for a period of time, some for the rest of their lives. And people have lost their hard-earned assets because they did not have the protection. And no, I do not work for any travel agency. I do not recommend any particular one. I will tell you this, though. I am going to learn about this because it protects, it's critical, and we need to have it. We do not need to be taking money out of here to bury anybody anymore because there's insurance for pennies on the dollar that can protect us from that. We could take a portion of that tax refund that we're going to get and we can pay off a policy for a year. It's a good deal, what you say? We've got to do the planning now for going into 2016. We've got to finish out 2015 strong. So we've got to button down the hatches, take the punch list, and start punching off. Here's another one. Have you set up your trusts? Are you starting to put your valuables into a that adds another layer of protection have you set up your trust? Brent, it's going to cost me money every year to keep that trust going. Yes, it is. However, look at what it is going to protect. Look at what it's going to protect. Another layer of protection, passing it on. And I'll tell you, for us who are taking care of our senior relatives, our parents that are now senior, remember that the federal government has a look back period, 7 years. So if you haven't put that property into trust, if you haven't done something, you better do it ASAP. And a lot of our parents are now aging out of the insurance. So it is so critical to take care of the business now. And I'll tell you what, do I say this just for you? No, I say this to remind myself of the things that need to be done. Now, here's another golden nugget. We have so many nuggets. In fact, actually, you know what? Hashtag checklist. Hashtag checklist. Hashtag tax refund. There's a bunch of hashtags out here today. Hashtag home-based business. Now, I'm going to tell you what, the best home-based business on the planet right now is network marketing, and there's a lot of it out there. Take your pick. And I'll tell you a secret to that. What you want to be doing or what you want to be in is what is going to give you a profit center. It doesn't have to be something that you necessarily like, but it's got to be something that customers want. If they want it, then guess what? You want to be in it because it just makes good business sense. So that's a hashtag right there. Hashtag insurances matter because they do. Your insurance can save you in the end. We just had a family situation occur, and thank goodness. You know what was interesting is my mother said, you know what? I was about to let that insurance company go. They were aggravating me. The winter had a beating on one of the family properties, and she says, thank goodness, I will gladly pay that insurance every month. Gladly pay that insurance for the properties every month because it paid off. So homeowners insurance is a hashtag. I will tell you, life insurance is a hashtag. Living insurance. Here's another one. Creditors. This is now your bet. We started in November. We're at sudden death overtime. We are T-minus 18 days. And I will tell you that anybody that you owe money to is ready to negotiate. They are ready to negotiate with you for cents on the dollar. Now, am I saying that's the way we should run our households and our businesses? No, but life happens. Things have happened. And guess what? You are being honorable. You are honoring the commitment that you made. It was just life circumstances that got in the way. But you are still willing to say to that creditor, guess what? I want to honor it. Let's negotiate. I can give you some. It wasn't all of what I borrowed. It wasn't all of what I ran up on the credit cards, but I can, and I'm ready, willing, and able to give you something. What you got? What can we do how can we collaborate? We're not saying that it's not good. Collaboration is a win-win. You know, it's not a compromise. A compromise, somebody is going to lose. We're saying to them, this is a win-win for the both of us. But remember that a part of that strategy, a part of that write down when you're dealing with that creditor is there's a procedure. You remember that from the shows we've done on credit? There is a procedure because what you want is you want an improvement on that credit report. That's right. You want an improvement on that credit report. And so there's a 1, 2, 3 that gets both parties what they want. If you want to know what that 1, 2, 3 is, if you missed the broadcast, then guess what? You need to inbox Brent Harding and she will share that nugget with you. Now, is anybody closing on a piece of property this year? Huge. Second only to owning the home-based business. That's how I feel about it. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. It is huge. If you are at the cusp of closing on real estate, do everything you can to get that deal closed to benefit you in 2015, in all of 2016 and beyond. In all of 2016 and beyond. Get a twofer. You get 2015, you get a look back, you get a creative tax preparer. And I got to tell you something, you got it going on. And then 2016, you are sailing pretty. That's what we're talking about. There is opportunity on the table. We're closing out 2015 and we're closing it out for financial freedom. That's what we're talking about, is what have we done? How can we fix it? By making this checklist come to reality. And then part of closing out 2015 is the plan for 2016. Is the plan for 2016. That's a part of closing it out. And we're going to touch upon that in just a moment. But you know what? You've been listening to me for a while. It's time to hit the keyboards. It's time to awaken everybody up. It's 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. You've been up watching the broadcast. You've got nuggets. It's time to wake everybody up and say, hey, join us and hear out the second half. So I want you to go up on Facebook right now, and I want you to Facebook your friends and say, join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. We got golden nuggets up in here. Join us and hear some positive information. Join us and take this to the bank come Monday morning. That's what I want you to do. So on the count of 3, just join us on Wealth Warrior broadcast. That's all we need to say. Invite folks onto the broadcast. And you say, Brent, why do you keep saying that? Because everybody needs some information that propels them and moves them to the next level. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about moving to the next level and creating a legacy. Remember, this is not just a one-time ordeal. We said we started out on a 60-month journey to financial freedom. And we're moving in that direction. In April, we should be celebrating. You know what we're going to celebrate? We're going to celebrate the fact that we got tax refunds. And who got the biggest refund? That's what I want. You don't have to tell us the amount, but you got to hail out. Did you get a comma check? Did you get a comma check refund? That's what we want to know. Did you get that? Did that happen for you? Did you clean up and straighten out that homeowner's insurance policy? Did you do that? Did you protect yourself? That's why we're saying, have folks come on in and join and grab some nuggets. Ready? So on the count of 3, I want you to hail out and say, join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. When? Now! Is that loud enough? 1, 2, 3. Shout it out. That's right. We want everybody to hear what is going on. So you know what? Now is the time for us to start planning through the team that's going to surround us for 2016. So we've closed out the checklist, the punch list. You know what you need to do for 2015 to close it out so that you know what, your life is a profit center. We are the CEOs of Me Inc. You and I, we are the CEOs of our lives. So that means our life has to be in profit mode. So we're closing out 2015. Me Inc. is in the black. That's where we want to be, is in the black. That's where we need to be. And if we aren't in the black, how close are we? So what we ought to have is our assets and our liabilities, and that's our net worth. You remember the T? So net worth is on the top. You have the assets, you have the liabilities, and at the bottom line, what's the number? That's what we're talking about. Now, by the way, equity in our property is an asset. That does positively affect the bottom line. So we can count that. And right now, we are in the season of real estate profitability. Real estate asset, real estate equity is awesome. So now is the time. So we've talked about 2015, and we're going to roll back as a reminder. But 2016 is critical. It is critical because we are moving along in that 60-month period of time. So what are we talking about for 2016? Who's on your team? You know how we said, what's in your wallet? Who's on your team? Expert that we want to bring to the table. Now, I got to share this with you. We don't have to call upon them all the time, but we've got to have them on the speed dial. Do you have legal counsel? Is your legal counsel on speed dial? Or if you do not have legal counsel, have you considered a subscription to prepaid legal shield now? Okay, so I did date myself with that, didn't I? Do you have, and this is not a shout out or a plug to them, it is merely to say that if you do not have one legal counsel, then you want the protection of legal counsel, and for a nominal fee, you get to say, call my attorney. Call my lawyer. That's important. Second, do you have a tax expert? You know, right now we run a broadcast. Actually, I don't personally run it, but I can put you in contact with who does run a broadcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, running a broadcast about what you can do to reduce your tax liability. Happens to be a dear, not a colleague of mine who runs the broadcast, and she shares the nuggets. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Right now, those nuggets are at no charge. Come January, it's going to cost you. So if you've ever heard of a young lady by the name of Shanaza Duson, she's my business partner, a senior business partner for me. She runs a broadcast. Inbox me and I'll give you the details, give you the number and the pin so that you can listen in and grab some awesome nuggets. Again, no charge for the next 18 days. So we've said an attorney. You've got your tax preparer, your tax professional, which, by the way, is different from your accountant. And the two of them do interface with each other, but that person generally is different from. Who is your insurance professional? Who is the insurance professional, the person that you go to? And by the way, all of these work in tandem. At some point in time, they all work in tandem. Do you have a financial planner? And you're saying, wait a second, Brent, I don't need to be there. I don't need all of those people. Yes, you do. The wealthy, where are we going to? What's our destination? Whatever definition of wealth, it may be that I want a lifestyle change and I need this much money to create that. It may be that I want to be a millionaire. There's nothing wrong with that. There's everything right with that. Remember, it is the love of money that's the root. So it doesn't say you can't have money. So again, we've got the attorney because we need legal representation. We have the tax preparer, the tax professional that is up on the numbers. And you are looking for someone that specializes in home base tax preparation. If you're a network marketer, you want somebody that specializes, that is very clear about network marketing, because there are tax benefits. Remember the 475 tax benefits that you get, tax deductions, and I call them tax benefits. So the tax preparer, the accountant that you have as part of your team, okay? So you need the life insurance person that is a part of your team. You also have your financial planner, part of your team. Who is your mortgage professional? Part of your team. Who is either your real estate broker or your real estate consultant? Part of the team. All of these individuals help you. They surround you. They are a part of the team. And going into 2016, we are going to introduce new ones, reintroduce those that have been on the broadcast so that you've got a team. We have an institute of people for you to choose from. These are people that are professionals. They're experts. So that's what 2016 is about. We've got 18 days to write the plan for your business, your Me Inc. What is the mission of Me Inc? It's to create a lifestyle. I'm going to tell you right now, that's part of the mission. The mission is to create a lifestyle. The mission is to become financially independent and to leave a legacy, short, sweet, and to the point. Now, what are the goals that we need to write out for 2016? What is it that we want to do in 2016? What are the objectives to the goals that get us there? And I've got to share this with you, ladies and gentlemen. Wealthy people put it in writing. They don't keep it all up in here. They put it in writing because somebody else may need to read that should something happen to them. So let's do it this way. Let's say we are wealthy people. We just need to fill in the zeros. We are wealthy people. So we write this out. And it does take time. Do you remember October Man, Robert H. Randolph? He runs a class on commitment. Part of writing up this plan is we've got to be committed to writing up the plan. We're writing up a 12-month plan with a 60-month forecast. Does it require us to take some time? Yes. So while all those great movies are coming out, and I know there are a lot of movies that are coming out, and Christmas Day, what happens right after we finish doing what we do? If you happen to celebrate it, if you do not, then what are you going to do for the day? Wouldn't it be fantastic to get a jump on 2016 and say, I'm going to write out my plan instead of spending money going to the movies? Now the movie theaters, excuse me, the movie theaters, everything that's related to movies, it's going to be there. In fact, it'll be there in 2016. Right now, it's our lives. And we want our lives to be as profitable as their lives are. I know we want to support our actors and actresses, and I appreciate that because I want to support them too. But guess what? Where does charity begin? Hashtag, where does charity begin? Charity begins at home. Where do legacies begin? They begin at home. So let's bring it full circle. We started off with a checklist. That's where the broadcast began today. It began with a checklist. And the checklist said, can we get real about 2015? Because 2015 is over. We still have a commitment to get the best out of our tax budget, our tax return as possible. And that means now is the hour to open up the business you've been holding off. And you've been saying, I'm going to get around to it. I'm going to get around to it. For tax purposes, if for nothing else, you want a home-based business. What you want is something that people are willing to pay for. Or you want to be able to use it and benefit for yourself. I started off as a home-based business in travel because I wanted it for myself. I kept it because the checks come in. So that's first and foremost. We want to give ourselves the maximum tax break possible. So let's say we don't have real estate. Then we need the next best thing. If we've got real estate, now add to that because we are layering. That's right. We are layering our wealth. We are layering the benefit. So enough said on tax refunds. Brent has closed that out. You will not hear that again for the rest of the year. The rest of the year, did you get it? Okay, I'm being serious. Inbox me if you need help. Inbox me if you need some assistance relative to taxes. Now, I'm not a tax professional. I'm going to put you in the loop of those that are. Make sure that you get the broadcast so that you can listen because that broadcast is going to continue on to the end of the year. Next, we talked about the insurances. See your insurance professional. We've got a couple that we can refer you to. From there, we want to talk about who can we pay off? How can we take advantage of cents on the dollar so that we can improve our credit score for 2016? Cents on the dollar. It's a 3-step negotiation. Inbox me and I'll share with you those 3 steps. Trust. It is still, you still have time to set up a trust and to move assets into the trust. Now, we've been doing a lot of talking. It's time to take action. So discussion leads to action, leads to what? It's the R word, results. Because at the bottom, at the end of the day, the bottom line is results. Did you get results? Did you get a tax refund that was larger than you had in 2014? Did results, were your stocks profitable? Results. That's what we're looking for, is results. You know, we can come up with all kinds of excuses. And you know what? I have to say, one of the things I appreciate about my senior business partner in my profit center number one is that she said, Brent, let me tell you something. I've been through all of the things that you could possibly tell me. I can line it up. So results is the bottom line. Wouldn't you be willing to work diligently for the next 18 to 36 months to be able to spend the rest of your life in profit mode, able to spend time with your family, able to spend time with your children, see them grow up, take them different places? Then we need to do the work on the front end. And yeah, it's a 4-letter word, and it might be a dirty word, but I'll tell you what, let's wash it out and make it clean, because that's what wealthy people do. We do work, and then we reap the reward of the action that we've taken. You know, some people say, well, it didn't work for me. You know what my question is? Did you work it? Because it doesn't get there by itself. If you are having issues, problems, and concerns about commitment, then Robert H. Randolph will help you to get committed so that you can have the results. If you are saying, I suffer from procrastination, let me introduce you to Barrett Matthews, because he will help you to get out of that procrastination state so that we can be in action mode that delivers. I've got to tell you right now, it's the end of the year, and I am working like a maniac to you know why? Because we can get stale right about now. Those that are doing the work now, we will be propelled into 2016. We talked about real estate. If you've got a purchase and sales agreement in place, if you are poised to close now. Take advantage of the profits. No, rephrase that. Take advantage of the deductions that you can get in 2015. Can you imagine closing on a piece of property, opening up a home-based business, getting Schedule C, A, E, getting those deductions? That's what I'm talking about. Now, 2016, let me share with you what's in store for 2016. Right now, the Real Estate Investors Club is in place. I am able to work with 10 people right now that want to purchase property creatively in 2016. We want to purchase property creatively in 2016. If that is you, then I want you to inbox me so that I can send you the brochure about the Investors Club. Very excited. If we used to say if you are a first-time home buyer, not anymore. You are a first-time real estate investor. That's what we're talking about. A first-time real estate investor. See, I'm going to tell you something. Invest, invest, invest. That is 2016's mantra for whatever it is we're doing. The word investment should roll right off of our lips. We're investing. What are you investing in? We're investing in real estate. We're investing in this. We're investing in that. We're investing in the other. The mission for those that come into the club, and the club is I already signed the joint venture for it, so we're ready to rock and roll. The mission is that over the next 36 months, you have 3 profit-making properties. So what does that mean? That means you're going to be doing the multifamily properties. That's right, because you are an investor. We're going to leverage the property to help you realize your dreams. So that's the big peace. That's the big, the BIG for 2016. Right now, we can start with, and we'll stagger, but we're going to start with 20 individuals that are committed to wealth utilizing real estate as one of the vehicles. That's the Real Estate Club. Okay, so we just want to share that with you. We also are introducing something that you probably have heard about called the Platinum Travel Club, so that you can travel without the expense. Now, obviously travel costs you. Okay, come on, let's get real. But we want to be able to travel for insider rates, travel for membership rates. So we're going to roll out and introduce and reintroduce a Platinum Travel Club just for you. We are going to introduce a full-fledged team. We're going to have teams. You will be able to pick from here. I want that one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So we're going to have people that are committed to the Wealth Warriors. And if all goes well, and it will, the first book, my first book, will be out by March. And I'll be telling quite a story. So first book out in March. And we're looking to do a summit. We're looking to do a Wealth Warriors Summit this year coming up in 2016. We'll be able to let you know probably by the first quarter that we are able to manifest that and make that happen. I like that word, manifest. We're going to manifest that and make that happen for 2016. We need to meet each other. Did I use that word meet? Yes, I did. Because you know what happens at when we meet? We draw strength. We draw from each other's energy. Have you ever been around somebody that they are so negative that you want to get out of that space because you can feel that negativity? We want positivity. We want positive people around us because we want to draw on their energy and we want to collaborate with them. I've got to tell you, 2015 has been an awesome, awesome year. I am personally grateful, very grateful for this broadcast, for the opportunity to be in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, wherever you view the broadcast. It has been my pleasure. It's been an honor to be a part of all of our members' lives, both the Wealth Warriors and the Wealth Commitment members. It has been an extraordinary 2015. And that means if it was extraordinary this year, then ramping it up next year, I don't know, we might hit the word euphoric, but it has been extraordinary. I want to thank again all of you, especially those of you that have hung in with me throughout all of 2015. There are so many that I am just going to actually write a letter to everybody thanking them for everything that they have done to make 2015 absolutely outstanding. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this broadcast just a tad bit early so that you can get your day started. But I'm going to hashtag and nugget out, so you're going to see me up on Facebook making that happen. And again, want to give special shout outs to Alina Lopez Thomas. I want to give a shout out to Kelly McGovern. I want to give a shout out to our state representative, Gloria Fox, who checks in from time to time. I want to give a shout out to Sherry Tucker Brown. I want to give a shout out to Leah Randolph. Why am I giving a shout out to? Because they have been there through the thick and thin. They're checking in. I want to give a shout out to Laura Jordan. And that is not to say that everybody doesn't deserve one. It's just to say that I want to give them a little high five for encouraging me and coaching me and staying and hanging in there with me. I want to give a shout out to Edward C. as well. So we give a shout out to the guys and gals. Shout out to Barry Matthews for having been on the broadcast with me. He opened up the broadcast in January 2016. Our October man, Mr. Robert Randolph, who has got some special things coming up for 2016 that I'm going to be interviewing him for 2016. So again, I want to give a shout out to my Paycation business partners and a special shout out to my senior business partner, Shanaza Dusan. I want to thank everybody. I want you to enjoy yourself for the balance of 2015. But remember your checklist. Start checking that stuff off. Make sure if you do nothing else between now and the end of the year, you get yourself in tax position to take advantage of all the benefits that are on the table and get a huge comma check tax return. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your duty to yourself. To me, Inc., it is your duty. So from me to you, love you. See you in 2016. Have a spectacular time. And I always give Trevor, the last word in terms of go out today and be amazing. See you in 2016. Ciao.